Om Shanti. In this Avyakt month, stay free from bondage and experience the stage of liberation in life. Yogyukt. When there are storms in your mind, or when there are storms or obstacles through relationships, matter, or problems, then in order to be free from them, become Yogyukt and Yuktiyukt. Until you become Yogyukt, you will be bound by bondages. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 26. In this Avyakt month, stay free from bondage and experience the stage of liberation in life. Today's topic Yogyukt. Dilaram Bhatti point to practice the Lord of Yoga, Yogeshwar. Emperors become poverty stricken the moment they lose their powers. Sovereignty is maintained, not achieved once. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Everyone is okay, happy. Today, Abhyakti's signal is Yogyukt. And I was thinking when we come to Baba, when we came to Baba, all constantly we were Yogyukt. Baba is this, we are trustees, and there was so much attention on remembrance of Baba. So as much there is remembrance, because Baba says first thing that it is through remembrance you become Satopradhan. It is through remembrance that your sins are burned. For Baba's task, remembrance is required. So I think that as it was in the beginning, I was kind of trying to go back, and I thought when we have spiritual childhood, we just love Baba, remember Baba, and only Baba. And then, of course, as service grows, our karma yoga, our responsibilities grow, we need more of remembrance. But somewhere we get so busy that every time just going to Baba, saying hello to Baba, saying goodbye to Baba, saying good morning to Baba. So it's very, very important to look at ourselves and say, I always sometimes say, okay, you think about something, so what will happen? Instead, remember Baba. If something is not working out, let me remember Baba. So Baba, what he does when we remember. Our remembrance brings not only Baba's powers, But when you remember, then many souls are touched by that remembrance. And at right time, they come forward and they start cooperating in yajna. Because your thoughts of remembrance reach many souls. And that's what kind of result we used to see. My yoga brings sayog of others. So many new things when we come. There were so many bondages, obstacles, but we were in remembrance of Baba. So there was lot of intoxication. When there is lack of intoxication, then you do not feel as elevated as Baba's vision is towards you. In remembrance, you remember Baba's words, holiest, highest, richest, So that intoxication was there. And intoxication is very, very important because then you do things which could be beyond your capacities, but you do it. Baba gives example that in Lokik way also, if anyone has intoxication, then talks high, think high. So we also have to think more about how can be I in constant remembrance of Baba. Constant. In a very natural way. One, of course, is sitting yoga, but wherever we are, let me be Yogyukt. So I think for this year, if we keep that aim, wonders will happen. And of course, many, many souls will get awakened through remembrance of Baba. Baba says when there are storms in your mind, it does happen, right? Once in a while, like lot of thoughts from different, could be past memories, could be just a storm comes in the mind. Or when there are storms or obstacles, storms or obstacles through relationships, matter, or problems, then in order to be free from them, become Yogyukt and be Yukti Yukt. When storm has to come, what we do? We don't say, don't come, you cannot come, right? But prepare ourselves in such a way that it doesn't harm you, doesn't damage anything. In Florida, many places they have a lot of storms, right? So they prepare themselves. You have generator, you have food, you have, protect yourself from storm. So remembrance of Baba is one of the way Baba says, be Yogyukt and Yukti Yukt. Because sometimes when there is storm in the mind, we forget, how we should be Yukti Yukt. So Baba says, become Yogyukt and Yukti Yukt until you become uh, Yogyukt. So ultimately, what is the stage? To be Yogyukt, you will be bound by bondages. And bondages, that means that action will keep coming back in mind, or in some way or other, lot of waste can happen, lot of, like what storm does, it's damage, right? So we have to keep the aim of being Yogyukt. In India, it's a celebration of 26th January, is the day when Republic of India was declared. August 15th is Independence Day. And when the constitution has to be formed, I know that Bhumi Ben always keep asking questions, and so some countries are Republican and some Commonwealth countries. In Republican, then you have president and prime minister. So sometimes some people say, how come president? President has lot of powers, is the head of all three air forces, military, air force and navy, and has lot of different authorities, but is more nominal. But prime minister is the one who is very active and does most of the things. So there was Commonwealth and there was Republic, and some, that is why we have ambassadors, we have high commissioners. So high commissioner is for Commonwealth and ambassadors for Republic. So Republic of India or Republic of Guyana, whatever. So this is how it works out, and after independence, then constitutions are written. So first time, January 16th was when India was declared as Republic of India. So we are celebrating, and only in India, the kind of parade which they do, in which those who were, some are honored, then there is all military, navy, air force, all kinds of different latest advance in those sectors are shown. Then there are in India, all the states, they have their own float. And what is interesting in the end is school children with different bands. And you watch them, you really feel. So the glory of India, cultures of India, in those floats, different music, different dance. It's really every state has a different culture, different dance, different music. So, and then in the end also then, so president is the one who presides over this parade. They call it Republic Day Parade. It's very, very famous. So they invite one of the prime minister from some of the country. I don't know which one is coming now. Before I used to keep track. So anyway, it's in the YouTube. It's very beautiful to watch it. Okay. Yeah, they have flag, India's flag, and yeah, that's very beautiful. बहुत अच्छा. आप हम लोगों को याद दिलाते रहते हैं कौन सा दिन है. यहाँ तो याद नहीं रहते हैं ना. बहुत अच्छा, आप सबको मुबारक हो आज का दिन.
वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् सुजलां सुफलां मलयज शीतलां सस्यश्यामलां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी पुल्लकुसुमित द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्.
ओम शांति.
हाँ जी, बोलिए.
ओम शांति. मैंने ढूंढा वो जहां में ना मिला, मेरे वतन जैसा ना जमी ना कोई आसमान मिला. गणतंत्र दिवस की आप सबको ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं.
आप सबको भी थैंक यू.
A day that reminds us of the golden age, oneness, and oneness. Happy Republic Day, 77th Republic.
Thank you.
वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम। भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय।
Yes. अभी तो सिर्फ पृथ्वी माता नहीं है, अभी तो माताएं भी हैं. बहुत अच्छा. हाँ, धन्यवाद. ओम शांति.
Om Shanti Didi.
ओम शांति जोड़ी बहन.
And very warm greetings to Avyakti Parvar as well. That was very touching to see that group in Madhuban. Thank you to them. And I think it's really lovely how they're keeping that space very alive while you're here on the other side of the ocean. So it's really
Yeah,
beautiful.
when we were leaving, we thought instead of closing the place, at least some took responsibility to open it for 1 hour. They go in Baba's room, and so that we thought, so it's something very good. They all celebrate everything with us, reminds us of what is happening in India, right? That's
And
very
it
good.
creates a very nice global connection. So thank you to those souls there. Very beautiful to see you. So, so many things to talk about. We are coming up to the month of February, which for many is the month of love. January is the month of love for the Brahmin family. Actually, every month is the month of love. You had talked about Dadiji was constantly sharing pure love. And a few days ago, you were talking about liberation in life. And as you were sharing, it sounded so much like detached and loving. Usually we say it's free from bondage or happiness, but it really sounded like detached and loving, the way that you were talking about liberation in life. And I really came away with the feeling that this is really the purpose of life, of living, is to be loving. And I just was hoping maybe you could share a little bit. Is there a connection between this detached and loving and liberation in life? All right. So maybe we will have to internally for a moment on detached and loving and its connection to liberation in life. I know Baba has said where there is detachment, where there's freedom, liberation, very naturally the soul will be loving. And I think we feel that a lot from Didi's presence, but more and more, I'm feeling as if love is really the answer to everything, whatever is happening. The focus is to just show up being loving. And the only way I can do that unconditionally is to be liberated. And perhaps it's connected to Yogyukt as well, that when I go into that sweet silence, just with Baba, just experiencing Baba's vision on me, that's all that's left is my original form of being very loving. And I feel that's what souls need more than anything in the world is to be loved and valued. So I don't know what Didi will share when she comes back, but these were thoughts for me as we come into February, is how can I constantly have this loving form in how I respond. So maybe we'll take a moment while we're awaiting Didi's return to go. Oh, there we go. To be with Baba and experience his love. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah,
So, dear detached and loving one.
what I notice these days, I keep saying loving and detached.
Acha,
And
yes.
then I say, but Baba said detached and lovely. So that means when you are lovely, that means you are detached.
Mm.
So really when the time comes where, this spiritual love, soul conscious love, recognizing value of everyone. Everyone has been chosen by Baba, so Baba's child and Baba's instrument. All that emerges much more. And Baba always says that when you are at service, Maya comes. No, Maya, or when you are in good yoga, Maya comes. So it's like deeply within, sometimes awareness of position, sometimes awareness of the role you are playing. So instead of, as Baba says, soul conscious, we become role conscious. So I think that ultimately what is required is to be lovely. Whosoever, whatever people are, just be lovely. And love is really great power. Love is great power. And of course, Valentine Day is one thing, but that's Lover Beloved Day. But in Brahmin family, with Brahma Baba or Mama, even whatever they had to explain, even if it's something serious, but with lot of love. They never use force, they never were loud, never, because that's not good manner, right? If you have to explain something which is very good, then the way you explain should be good too, no?
Mm.
What you're teaching is right, but your way of teaching. This time I was in Madhuban in September, and there was training for Kanyas, about 200 of them. So there were four teachers, faculty. They were so sweet, they were so soft, they were so gentle, because you remember what you were learned, but the way you were learned also you remember. So loving is very, very important. Say it, even something serious, but in a loving way. They say that that is how Mama was very known. That she will, really say something which could be the weakness of that soul, but she says in such a way that the soul doesn't get disappointed or is sorrow is caused, but the way she says was very, very beautiful. So loving and detached, I would say. So aim is to be loving, and you will be detached, and maybe you are getting detached, and that's what Baba calls it, freedom from the bondage. Because whenever there is any bondage with matter or with souls and some karmic accounts, bondage is some karmic accounts. But as much you keeping becoming free, it's very easy. So that's detached, like.
Mm.
So keep in mind, lovely, I have to be lovely and detached. Because sometimes detached means I have nothing to do. I don't care. It's not my duty. I'm detached. So detached sometimes could be taken more into in a different way. But when you say lovely, but why Baba says detached here? Because when you are lovely, there are two things. One is my attachment with others, but other is attachment of others with me. Like we all were so attached to Brahma Baba, and Brahma Baba loved each one of us so much. But he was on his journey in an appropriate way. That when the moment Baba became aware, There was deep silence, no sorrow. It was such a beautiful, I still remember that moment when I heard no tears, no, because that was a pure soul, right? So when a pure soul become avyakt or leaves body, then the vibrations are of silence, of love, and but then there is no sorrow because there is no attachment. So even if we are very attached, but there is no sorrow. So it's kind of very good experience in life to see why I'm not able to be loving, what are the obstacles. And of course you have to be then detached from there or see that as bondage and be free from that bondage. But that is why this avyakti signal today of Yogyukt, it's only through remembrance of Baba. You make yourself free from bondages or attachments. Attachments and bondages are same thing, right?
Beautiful. Thank you, Didi. I'm going to, there's so much, whenever you share it, it touches a lot of other questions, but I'm going to go to sweetness anyways, from love to sweetness, because you talked about Brahma Baba's sweetness. And this is another thing I've been thinking about a lot, and it came up in a conversation in the family today, sweetness. So Avyakti Parva originally is inspired a lot by Dadi Janki. So I'm going to quote something from Dadi Janki now, and this comes from actually an RC meeting that she had with you, the RCs, I think around 2013. And she was very clear about what leads to sweetness. And she said these qualities in this order: purity first, and then truth, and then patience, and then humility, and then sweetness. So, can you walk us through this beautiful footsteps towards sweetness? So, it was purity, truth, patience, humility, sweetness.
Yeah.
Do you remember this? Do you remember her talking about it?
But also, Daddy was here once and she was sitting with us.
Yeah.
Some of our seeds were around too. And Daddy said, you all have to be just loving.
Mhm.
So we said when we are too loving, then people get very attached. And so we are little bit kind of, so that there is no pull of any kind. Daddy said, no. When there is purity, even if there is attachment, but in pure attachment, you feel supportive, you feel that everyone is cooperating, but that attachment will not cause sorrow. And I always remember that how purity is where you could be honest or humble, and but you remain sweet. One thing is, but also it's a kind of pure relationship, right? Where there is, like one day that he said to all of us, do you think we have attachment? And of course we had so much love for Dari, and kind of energy which we will get from her and support. So Daddy said, is it good? He said, yeah, Daddy. But that attachment, like, we used to ask Daddies that if something happened here or your body is not well, should we inform you? Because it could be a lot of thoughts because you are far. She said, no, we all are meant for each one's life, So anything happens, we are here and you should inform us. So it's a kind of sweetness is expressed in many different ways, no? Like when people offer you coffee, we say, "Oh, how sweet you are! How lovely you are!" So sweetness and love. When you love souls, you are sweet. When you don't, then your words come out are harsh and bitter. And so I do connect with purity and truth and humility and then sweetness. But definitely love brings a lot of sweetness.
Thank you. I have one last question because I might be running out of time. We say Baba delivers the rain of knowledge, but lately it's been feeling like a downpour. There is so much sustenance happening. We have initiatives, we have signals, we of course have Murli. We have a theme this year to become a bestower like the Father. We have Global Bhatti. There's so much. Now, one of the sisters here has a favorite saying she often brings up. It's from a martial artist named Bruce Lee. And the saying is, I don't fear the man who practices 1,000 kicks. I fear the man who practices one kick 1,000 times. So, out of all of this incredible sustenance and different focuses we're getting, is there one singular focus or practice you would recommend if we had to only do one thing to reach that destination of complete and perfect? What would that one thing be?
In our last moment, there has to be remembrance of Baba.
Mm,
That really, anytime, anything, I shouldn't forget Baba.
yeah.
Remembrance of Baba is the one which is most important. All these practices are for the situations to protect
Mm,
yourself. But I feel, hold on to Baba. Remember Baba
mm,
and let Baba be with me. And so I will say remembrance of Baba.
beautiful. Okay, I'm going to sneak in one more. The Bogue message on Thursday, this past Thursday, was incredible. And Baba's sweetness, really, to acknowledge that, yes, the destination is high, and sometimes you question, will I reach there? And Baba said, no, you will definitely reach. And you must remember that you've done this countless times. You must emerge that deity form and remember you've done this countless times. Can you speak just a little? Because I thought it was such a beautiful message.
Mm.
Can you speak just a little bit, revise that a little bit, that message for us?
But also, recently somewhere in Murli or Baba said, you are becoming, but I am also making you.
Yeah.
So I feel that lot of part is played by Baba in our lives to reach that highest destination. It's not just me, because we never thought we could be Lakshmi Narayan or we could be deities. But is Baba reminded us that you were deities, and then so I always feel that Baba is helping us
Mm.
to move forward for this highest destination, making things so clear and easy and helping us to remove all the obstacles which come. Right. So I think that always remember that Baba is taking us, Baba is making us, Baba is with us.
Mm.
Will make destination feel that it's our destination. So
Mm.
we will reach definitely. Right?
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Didi. Until
You,
next time, Om
th-
Shanti.
thank you. Nice to chat. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.